Remember to protect your energy. Take note of the following: how the things you do make you feel, how the things you watch make you feel, how the people you surround yourself with, including virtually, make you feel, how your space makes you feel. Hello, welcome back to a new video. If you're new, I'm Samio, and in this video I wanted to talk all about ways in which you can protect your energy. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by energy, I mean just by like your whole inner being, your feeling, literally your energy, how you feel in certain situations. I thought I'd talk about this because I was in a situation recently and I kind of came away from it and I felt myself feeling so drained, and it's been a long while since I've been in one of those situations, and I really had to kind of take stock and check in with my own energy again and kind of see what had made that impact, shall we say. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I kind of like to take stock of and what can really affect your energy for you to be aware of if it's not something that you thought about before, and also what you can do to help, keep your energy high, keep yourself feeling as good as possible, and ways in which you can kind of protect yourself and your energy in day-to-day life. So let's start with when you first wake up. I think it's really important to look at what your habitual morning routine is, and I'm not talking about having this like super strict regimented routine. I'm talking more so of just what do you do when you wake up. If you have a routine, great, and if you don't, what are you doing? Either way, how is your morning routine making you feel? I know for a lot of people it is a habit to immediately go on your phone, and I'm going to talk about the use of mobile and social media in particular, but just generally, do you have a morning routine which energizes you and gets you ready to go, or do you find yourself set up for failure before you've even begun the day? Because they can be the tiny things that we start our day with that can have a big impact in our overall mood and energy throughout the rest of the day. So for me personally, I really like to get in the shower straight away. That's if I'm not going to the gym or doing a workout. And I like to listen to a podcast, one that I know is really going to motivate or uplift me and just make me feel good energetically. Whereas I found in the past when I used to get up and immediately go on my phone, I didn't always know straight away like how it was impacting me, or maybe a little later on in the morning I might feel a little low energy or just like I wasn't in the best of moods, and it was only over time that I realised, oh, it's what I was viewing first thing in the morning. So I think how you start off your morning is really important, and obviously it's different for everybody. If you're someone who can go on their phone and feel fine, then do that. Maybe for you it's just taking 5 minutes to have a tea or a coffee before you're bombarded with everything that the day's about to throw at you. So whatever works for you, just make sure that you have a morning routine that is aligning with you energetically and that feels as good as possible for you in your current circumstance, whatever that may be. So next, this takes me onto social media, which I did kind of briefly mention. Social media is a big one, I think, because it's new in the grand scheme of things, and I still think we don't fully know what it's kind of doing to our brains. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of social media. Literally my job's on social media, but I do think it's important to take stock of how we're using it. I'm a big fan of recurating my social media, particularly with Instagram, because obviously on your feed you can follow all sorts of people. I know I follow a great mix, and sometimes your interests change. You can unfollow people if that's not always easy. Then you can use the mute button, which is a wonderful tool. And I've said this before in a video, it's not that you don't necessarily like a person, but sometimes it's just not what you need in your life right then. Not only that, just thinking about what social media serves you. For me, I really enjoy Instagram. I enjoy a lot of the pages that I follow. I like to follow pages that uplift me or inspire me, creative pages, just a real mix. So I quite enjoy social media for that. But I think it's really important to take stock. If it's not something that's serving you, then do you really need to use that particular platform, whatever it is? Like for me, I stopped using Facebook about 4 years ago. I still have a profile, but I just never log into my account. And with Twitter, I think I stopped going on there about 18 months ago. I might go back to it, but I just knew at that time it really wasn't serving me, and I found myself sometimes getting quite wound up throughout the day, and I really didn't understand why, because at the time I felt like I was really enjoying Twitter, for example, and I used to find it funny reading threads and stuff, but sometimes I just find myself in a little bit of a bad mood, and it was only when I really stopped to take stock and I put two and two together, and I realized that that was one of the social media platforms that was rubbing me upon the wrong way, because whilst I saw a lot of stuff that I found quite entertaining on there, I also saw a lot of stuff that was quite annoying, that rubbed me up the wrong way. And so energetically I just felt like, for now at least, for the time being, that's a platform that isn't currently serving me. So it's really important to kind of check in with yourself and see how each thing is really making you feel. So the next point is, what are you watching? I guess it all ties in: TV, social media, the internet as a whole. This can have such an impact on your energy. For me personally, one thing I stopped doing over the pandemic actually was watching the news. It's not to say that I don't keep up with what's going on in the world. I can still do that without having to watch the news every single day, because I realized a little too late that I was actually finding daily watching the news a little bit anxiety inducing. And it wasn't until I took a step back and thought, ooh, what is making me feel like this? And it was just the constant flood of, should we say, scary information that you're hearing every day. But there's a level to that, and there's a point where there's only so much you can do, and that feeling of helplessness when you're just being fed all this information, for me personally, wasn't helpful and it wasn't healthy. And even certain types of shows that would just annoy me, like, you know, sometimes you can consume things and it just rubs you up the wrong way. Why would you want to feel like that? So even just taking stock of that. For me, I'm someone who really loves thrillers and documentaries, but I know I need to balance it out with a little bit of light-hearted stuff. But my subconscious brain still has to process that, and so it can have an impact over your overall life and the way you perceive things. I know if I'm consuming too much stuff that is telling me that the world is a scary place, then it's probably going to manifest in my day-to-day life. So having that balance with things is helpful. It's like with trash TV. We all love a good bit of trash TV, but trash TV is like junk food. It's nice once in a while, but too much of it and it's not good for you. Other people. I laugh because people are everywhere. And you know what? I'm actually a people person. I'm very social. I like being around people. But it is important to take stock of how the people you spend time with make you feel. And we've all had that experience where you've been around some people and afterwards you just leave feeling exhausted, maybe a bit off, and you sometimes just can't pinpoint why, where there's other people that you can kind of leave and you just feel energized and buzzing. And so it can be really helpful to be aware of that. Sometimes it's hard because it can be family members, it might even be people you work with, but try and work out ways in which you can set healthy boundaries and maybe limit time around those certain people. Do you need to put in place some sort of self-care practice beforehand or after seeing a particular person? Because that could be really helpful. You might know that you need to decompress after being around certain people. It could be just like going for a walk, taking some time to journal, just having that time to just balance out afterwards. Future Samio here. I also forgot to mention the importance of saying no, because that is a powerful word. Yeah, saying no to protect your boundaries, in order to protect your energy, and it really is a practice. Like, it can be scary at first, but the more you get used to saying no, the more empowering it becomes, and yeah, life-changing. I feel like I could even do a separate video on saying no, which I might do in the future, but just wanted to pop that in here. Your space. This is a biggie for me personally, because my space is just, it's sacred, shall we say. It's like our home is my temple, and I know I'm someone who can be quite messy. I don't like it, but it's something that I continue to work on, and I just know that when I have organized my space, I've tidied it, it's nice and clean, I feel more energetically aligned, I feel more peaceful. I work from home as well, so I generally feel more inspired and creative, and that's really important for me. Everyone has different living circumstances and different ways they like to be. Some people love stuff everywhere. I know I like to keep things quite clear and I can easily get distracted. So if I can just keep my space in a way that's orderly, or at least take that time when it's got a little bit disorderly to reorder it, I know it's going to help me loads energetically. So sometimes that can be all you need to just like lift yourself up and get yourself in a better state. Like, could it help you to declutter? Are there certain ways of organizing which would help you out? Sometimes it can just be like furniture might not be in the right place. It sounds like the funniest thing, but when I was younger, I always used to change around the furniture in my bedroom, and I used to do this quite a lot actually. But sometimes I'd put it in a certain way and it was like my favorite way to have it. So I'd change it, and then I was almost excited to change it back the other way because it just felt right. Maybe it's some feng shui, I don't know much about that, but even things like that can make a big difference. So treat your space as a sacred space. Think about the things that you need to do there. Do you share your space with other people? Are there things that you can do together to make your space better? If you maybe have a house share or you live with family members, just really thinking about how you can utilize your space as best as possible and make it, just the best space for you to be in. So those are a mix of things that I think can really help to protect your energy. I find them really helpful to just take stock of all of those things once in a while, and sometimes it can just be like one little thing is off and then I'll change it. It might be like a tweak of like recreating who I follow on social media, or just organizing a room in my house, and I'm like, all is realigned. So yeah, these are things that they're ongoing practices, but you just need to regularly check in with, and they can make a big difference. So that is it. Those are some ways to protect your energy. Let me know down below ways in which you make a conscious effort to protect your energy. Are you working on this? Is it something that you've struggled with in the past? What steps do you put in place to just make yourself feel good and energetically aligned? I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a like and click the subscribe button if you want to see more from me, and you can also click the bell button and then you'll be notified when my next video is up as well. So I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.